Hi students, good morning. Let us study what we have learned in our previous classes, that is states of matter. By 3 classes we discussed about 3 states of matter like solid state, liquid state and gaseous state. Today we are going to discuss some questions and the answers from our textbook regarding these 3 states. Okay students, so take your textbook and open. That's page number 6. Are you ready? Yes. So what's the first question? The mass per unit volume of a substance is known as density. In the last class itself, we have discussed about density, that is mass per unit volume. So arrange the following in order of increasing density. Air, exhaust from chimneys, honey, water, chalk, cotton and iron. Then here listen. Actually, the density of a substance depends upon the number of particles per unit volume as well as upon their mass. That is, as we know, density is equal to mass by volume. Mass by volume. So density depends upon the number of particles per unit volume as well as upon their mass. So the number of particles is related to their size as well as the attractive force among them. So keeping these points in mind, let us tabulate or let us arrange the following as how: air, exhaust from chimney, cotton, water, honey, chalk and iron. The question given is air, exhaust from chimney, honey, water, chalk, cotton and iron. So density is mass per unit volume. Okay? So did you get the answer for first question? Yes. Then what is the second one? Tabulate the differences in the characteristics of states of matter. Tabulate the differences in the characteristics of states of matter. In the previous class, that is while discussing the properties of gaseous state, we already tabulated that properties. How? That is the property, then solid state, liquid state and gaseous state. Okay, so you have to copy that table as the answer for this question. Okay, did you get me? Yes. And see the B question. Comment on the following. Comment on the following: rigidity, compressibility, fluidity, filling of a gas in cylinder, shape, kinetic energy, and density. So what is rigidity? Rigidity is the property of matter to resist the change in its shape. Once again, the property of matter to resist the change in its shape. Then what is compressibility? It is the property of matter in which its volume is decreased by applying force. Its volume is decreased by applying force. Then fluidity. Fluidity is the ability of matter to flow. The ability of matter to flow is called fluidity. Then filling a gas container. That is, it will completely fills the space has occupied, since the particle space is greater. So they will completely fill the space in which it is taken. Then next one is shape. Shape means how we get the shape of a matter, having definite boundaries. As we know, for solid state only, the fixed shape. What about liquids? Do they have? No. They took the shape of the container. In case of gases, they do not have any shape. Then kinetic energy. It is the energy possessed by the particles of matter due to its motion, by the movement. It is the energy possessed by the particles of matter due to its motion. And finally, density. What's density? Density is the ratio of mass to volume. Density is ratio of mass to volume. Clear? Okay. Then what is the next question? Why does a gas fill completely the vessel in which it is kept? As we know, in the case of gaseous state, the rate of diffusion is very high, and that is the number of vacant spaces in gaseous state is very large, and the particles of gas molecules move at very high speed, and they readily fill completely the vessel in which the gas is kept. Okay? Yes, the interparticle space is very large, and intermolecular force of attraction is very less. So what will they happen? When they are filled, they will completely fill in the container in which it is taken. Okay, students? Yes. Next one. A gas exerts pressure on the walls of the container. Assign reason. As we know, the particles of gas molecules are in a state of random motion. During this motion, they collide with each other and also on the walls of the container. So, during their motion, they hit each other and also on the walls of the container. So, the gas exerts pressure. It is due to the force applied on the wall per unit area. Okay? Yes. Then, a wooden table should be called a solid. Why? What are the properties of solids? They have fixed shape, fixed volume. Okay, so like that. What about a wooden table? It has fixed shape, then fixed volume, and then rigidity, etc. So, since this wooden table have the properties of solids, we can consider a wooden table as solid. Then, we can easily move our hand in air. But to do the same through a solid block of wood, we need a karate expert. As we know, in the case of air, the interparticle space is very, very large in number. And also, the interparticle force is much weak also. And this can be easily overcome in the case of gas or air. So we can easily move our hand through air. But what about block of wood? Yes, the interparticle space is very less and the force of attraction is maximum. And so it is much more difficult in solids to cross or to wave our hand. Okay, yes. Then the last one, liquids generally have lower density as compared to solids. But you must have observed that ice floats on water. Find out why. Ice is the salt form of water and water is the liquid form. And what about the structure of ice? Ice has a cage-like structure, or in the structure it have some pores or porous structure, P-O-R-O-U-S, porous structure. So what happens? Because of this cage-like structure or porous arrangement, the density of ice become less than that of water, or water become heavier than that of ice. Hence, ice floats on water. Okay, students? So you have to write these answers in your notebook. Okay? Thank you.